Next, I will demonstrate how to get started with the SSIS tool. So as part of this, I will walk you through the steps that are required to create and test a simple SSIS packages. So in this example, right, what we will do is we will start work on loading the data from flat file to flat file, and how to load the data from a flat file to SQL Server database, and how do we load the data from Excel file to SQL Server table, and also how we can truncate the data and then load the data from Excel file to SQL Server table. Let's say in your table you already have the data, but before you load the data, the new data into your target SQL Server table, you want to, delete the data first from the target table, which is available in your SQL Server, and then load the data from your Excel file. It's something like you want to load the fresh data, or this table should have the fresh data at any given point in time. You don't want to accumulate the data on a daily basis or weekly basis. At any given point in time, you wanted to first delete the data from this table, and then you want to load the data table. So this table, right? In that kind of situation, first you need to truncate it. We will see how we can truncate how we can first truncate the data from a table, and then we load the data from Excel file to SQL, and then we will move ahead and take a look at the loading the data from SQL Server, one SQL Server table to another SQL Server table. Okay, and then proceeded with we will proceed, and then we'll proceed with how to perform splitting the data, how to create the derived columns, and how we can perform the data aggregation, and how we can do the conditional split, which is nothing but the data split. Okay, and this exercise we will do it now. To start with, let us begin with a simple SSIS package, which will have the simple task, one-to-one load. How I can load the data from table A to table B. Instead of loading the data from table A to table B, what I will do is I will use the flat file data. So now my SSIS package name is package.dtsx. I selected this one because this is the one. Once you create a new project, once you open a new project, you will find the package name. The default package name is starts with package.dtsx. If I open another project, so what package 1.dtsx will come here. But anyhow, now what we'll do is, okay, we will proceed with create, this is my, we'll create one simple design, ETL design. Here, what I will do is, currently we are in control flow. You need to start, this is the starting point. Okay, if you want to create any task, this is a starting point. Make sure that you are starting it from here. So what I will do is, as per the control flow, there are two tasks are available. The high level, okay, at a high level, the data flow task and execute SQL task. So now what I do is I just drag and drop the data flow task here. Okay, and then when I double click on the data flow task, so the control automatically moves to the data flow task now. I'll just show here, currently I'm in control flow. So here what I did, I just dragged and dropped the data flow task. And when you double click on it, what will happen? It will take you to the data flow tab here. Okay. So here data flow, right? So we can say that the control flow is a container of your data flow. We can say that way also. So now we can perform the transformations in the data flow. We want to extract the data from an Excel file or the flat file. Okay, what I do is here, I just go to the, I'll just look for the source, other sources. Here you can see the flat file, sorry, not the destination, sources, flat file source. I have some flat file sources available. I just drag and drop this in this data flow. And then here what I do is I just right click on it, and you have an edit option here. And then here you can see the connection manager, columns, error output. So what I do is I just click on the new button here. So now my connection, you can give whatever the name that you wanted, you can give it here. Flat file, sales connection manager, let it be there. Then here you need to select the source file which you wanted to load it to the target. For example, in this case, the text file, I'm using it here. What I will do is I'm going to, instead of using text file, I want to use the CSV file. Look here, I selected CSV files here. So that here it will show only the CSV files. And here what I do is I just select the expenses. We have something like expenses.csv file. And I hit open. Fine. Look here, you can see that the expenses.csv file name along with the folder name got selected here. And the next one is you just click on the columns. You can see what are the columns are available in this CSV file. And when you go to the advanced option, you can see the year is a string data type and month is something like string and expense is string. Okay, actually the year is your number data type. In our case, better we will change the data type now itself. And then next one is a month. Here month is also month. Sorry, the numeric data type. And the next one, the expenses. Expense is also numeric data type. It is not a string data type. I just change the data type also here, and I'm going to hit OK now. And before that, we will take a preview here. So year, month, expenses, all these three columns have the numeric values in it here. You don't see any special characters or strings available along with this numeric values. Now I'm going to hit OK button and the data, whatever we have previewed it, everything is fine. Now I'm going to hit OK now. Now my flat file source is ready now. Now where I wanted to load this file data. So for example, in this case, the destination, we have something, this is my look here. This is what your sources, what are the sources that you can use it here and what kind of destination from where to where you wanted to load the data. The source is the source and the target is your destination. Here, for example, I just wanted to load the data into SQL Server database. What I will do is, in that case, you need to select OLEDB destination. This is your source, this is your destination. It's nothing but the target. Whatever the data that are available in this plat file, expenses.csv, I want to load it into new table called OLEDB destination. Sorry, in the SQL Server. Okay, so for that you need to use OLEDB. If any RDBMS you want to connect it, you need to use this option here, OLEDB destination. Right click on it, edit. Okay, now what I will do is here you can select the new, and here look here, the sales database. Okay, this is the one available in my SQL Server, the sales database. I'm going to select this one and then I'm going to hit OK now. And then the next one is you click on the drop down here. You will find the source is my okay, sorry, this is my destination. I don't have that file that is already available. Let's assume that the file expense.csv, the data that are available in this file, you want to load it in a new table. If that table is already available, it is fine. If it is not there, you can select the new option. Sorry, not new. And here table or view, fast load. Your fast load option is also available. What I will do is I will just select a table or view, and mappings here, nothing it will show. And here it shows all the bunch of tables here. Okay, and what I will do is I will just select something like view existing, no, not this one, and this is a department table. Okay, I don't want to load the data to some other file. What I will do is I will just go and create a table with empty data here. So in this case, in the interest of time, look here, we have something called expenses table is already available. Let's query the data and see it. Yes, it has year, month, expenses. This table has 3 columns in it. And then we will go and expand this one and check the column. It's all integer, fine. It's all integer data type. But in this case, what I do is my target is expenses. So here what we are doing is, hey, take the data from my CSV file called expenses, and then load it into my SQL Server table called expenses. Okay, and next you just click on view editing. You can see that you don't see any value data are available in this table. It's an empty table. Next, without fail, you click on mappings, and then here you will find the source table columns and target table columns. And if you see the input columns, it shows ignore here. Make sure that you are going to select the values here, but unfortunately the values are not available here. One second. Why it is not available? Because you did not create a connection here. You need to select this one. You can see two arrows here. Okay, you can see the two arrows here. One is the blue colored one, other one is the red. And the blue colored one, I'm going to link this task with this one, OLEB. And the other one is the red color one. Red color is meant for the error. That is for error. But at this moment, we'll ignore the red color arrow. And now if I just edit on it, right click on edit on it, this is my target table. And then here the mappings, if you see here, year, month, expenses. Yes. But here, if you see all the column, the first letter of all the columns, right, or in the capital letter, and here it is smaller, let it be there. But automatically it creates the one-to-one mapping between your source flat file columns to your target expenses table. Okay, now you can hit OK, and then you can right click on it. Sorry, you can go and click on the start here. Okay, here the other option is, for example, when you right click on edit here, if you do not know what table is there, or in the SQL server you don't have a table by the name of expenses already available to hold the expenses.csv file data. So you can, what you do is, in that kind of situation, you click on new here. You can create the table. You can see that when you click on new, matching to the expenses.csv files columns, it automatically created the table script, right? So create table script. In this, you can see the column names are identical to your Excel, sorry, the CSV files column names. And here you can give the table name. For example, expenses. I just give expenses 2023, something like that. So this table is not already available in my SQL Server. I'm going to create it new. I'm going to hit OK now and click on view existing. Look here, because since we are creating this table first time, we don't see any values are available there. Only the table structure is available. The data is not available, but the table structure is identical to my source file structure. And if you see the mappings, it shows only the expenses with expenses, but the rest of them, there is no map here. And here you can see the input column. You can select, instead of ignore, you can select the year with year. Look here, a mapping got created. And then here month with month. Month with month, and this is how the mapping got created. And in total we have 3 columns. Here also we have 3 columns. Good. And we did the mapping correctly. And the next one is hit the OK button, and then we are all set. So next what I'll do is I will just right click on this the DB task. So yeah, the database. So not the database task, it's a OLEDB destination. Right click on it and select show advanced editor. Here you can see the component properties. You can see the properties, everything here, OLEDB destination, all the things. Okay. Next one is the column mappings, also done correctly. Very good. And then input output properties. You can see the input output property. The properties are my input columns. But the columns are there. These are the 3 columns are available. And output columns, it shows the errors or something, external columns. This is the input column. This is your external columns. Okay. And I just say select the expenses, and then it's a numeric. Check the data type. Okay, this is also numeric, and input columns is the expenses. Okay, cool. And next one, look here, the data type is numeric. Here also numeric and numeric. Good. Everything is correct. I'm going to hit OK now. Fine. Now what I do is, so just remember what is the table name here? Expenses 2023. So you wanted to load the data from expenses.csv file into my SQL Server newly created table, or the table which will get created newly. The table name is expenses 2023, right? It will load the data there. I'm going to hit the start button. It is getting executed now. It's being executed. Now we can see the tick mark in both the places. Flat file source and then OLEDB destination. I can see the tick mark. And what we will do is we will go to the SQL server and see the table is really got created or loaded successfully here. And what was the table name that I've given? Expenses 2023. So what I will do is, going to select this one. Yes, a table got created automatically, okay, based on the table definition which we did it, right? So it created the table and also it loaded the data, the from my expenses.csv into this one. You can see that on the right side bottom, the 27 rows got loaded here. This is my SSMS tool, SQL Server's IDE. You can see that 27 records got loaded now. So now if I go back here, fine. So what I'll do is I'll give some meaningful name to this package. I'm going to save it with the current name is package.etsx. What I will do is I'll just rename it as here. Okay, you can copy it here. Only thing is here we can go and save it here. Save copy of okay, save selected items, Control S. It got saved now. Here you can save a copy of, you can give some other name also here. Look here, you know, if you want to rename the package, you can do it with this option, one-to-one. Data load for flat files. Give some meaningful name. I just save it here. We are done with it. So we are successful in creating a package. With this package, we are able to successfully load all the data from my expense.csv file into the table called expenses 2023. We will continue with the second task, how to load the data from Excel file to SQL Server Table. So for that, what I will do is I will create a new package or new project, or here you can new SSIS package. Instead of creating new thing, you can create a new SSIS package. When you click on it, you can see that the new package got created, the empty package. The package name is package1.xlsx here. Okay, either you can go and create a new project, or you can add or create a new package as part of this project itself. So now what I do is I will demonstrate you how to load the data from Excel to SQL Server Table. Now what I will do is we'll go to the control flow as well. This is the starting point for this package. For any package, the control flow is the starting point. Here, what I do is I just drag and drop the data flow task. And then what I do is either I can double click on it or I just right click on it and edit it. So currently we are here. The next one is we need to define the source and target. My source is Excel file. Look here, for that you need to go to the source here, other sources. So here the Excel source is readily available. You just drag and drop this. And then what is the target? The target is as usual OLEB database. And make sure that you are going to link these two tasks. When you select this one, you'll find two arrows. One is the blue color one, other one is the red color one. Blue and red. Okay, what is this blue is all about? So with the blue, we can create a link between the source to target, and the red color one is for error purpose. Okay, and at this moment, we will ignore the red color one. Okay, here you need to define the Excel file source path. Okay, the name and the path for the Excel file, and then here you need to specify the database, destination database, the connection details here. Okay, or you need to basically configure the SQL server, target SQL server. Here you need to configure the Excel source file. I just right click on it and edit it, and it takes me here, and click on new and browse. Here I'm going to use the expenses. I have the expenses.xls file is already available. Excel file is available. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to select the same file, but this time it is an Excel file. And I just click on this one here, drop down list here, name of the Excel sheet. So in a single Excel sheet, as we all aware, you can have multiple subsheets. And here it automatically shows all the subsheets that are available as part of the single Excel file, expense.xls. So I just select the expenses first sheet and then hit this preview button here. Yes, this is the data from this sheet. I want to extract it or load it here. And then next thing is I just go and take a look at the columns. Okay, these are the columns are available. And then error output. And here you can see this is the external column. This is your output column. The error output is something like this is your error output. We will look at this later point in time. I'm going to hit the OK button now. So we have configured the Excel source by specifying the correct path name for the Excel file which we wanted to use it to load it into my SQL server, target SQL server database. So here, similarly, we need to do the configuration, right click on it, select this one, right click on it, and then edit, click on new here. So here already the connection details or data connection details are available here. The sales database, the sales database that is available in SQL server. I'm going to hit OK now. And then next what I do is I will be proceeding with what I do is I just go and check any tables. Okay, I don't want to disturb any existing tables. Instead, I want to create a new target table identical to that of my source Excel file structure. So now what I do is you can click on new, and here, if you see here, the create table script got generated, and the column names, if you see here, it is exactly identical to your Excel file columns. And here we just specify the new table name. What I will do is I'll give some name here, okay, or expenses target. For this, we are using Excel, okay, as a source. So this is an empty table. We are creating a new empty table on the SQL Server as sales database. And from the Excel file, expenses.xls file, we are loading that data into this table, okay. So we configure the source and destination. This is the destination. Click on the mappings. Look here, year got mapped automatically with this is the available input. What is the input here? This is my Excel column year, and this is my target table column. The year, month, my Excel column name, and the database table column. Okay, and expenses correctly it got mapped automatically. And then I'm going to hit OK now. now you don't see the red cross mark. That means it is, currently there are no error. We have done the configuration correctly. Okay, I just select this one, right click on it. We have something to show advanced editor. We just go and take a look at the column mappings. Everything is fine here also. And then the input and output properties, will go and take a look at it once again on the safer side. You can see that here is a double precision float, and the month is also double precision. And here the year is something like your DT or 8 data type, and this is also the data type. Okay, fine. Everything is okay now. And what I do is I will just select OK here. So this is my external column. This is my input columns. Okay. And this is my the Excel. This is my SQL database. I'm going to hit OK. And then what I do is I just click on the start, or what you do is alternatively, this is the package name, package 1 DDSX. You can see the same package name, in this SSIS packages, the solution explorer. We can see that SSIS packages in this. This is the one we are working on it currently. Select this package, right click on it, execute. You can execute it here also. Now let's see what happens. We can see the green tick mark for both the input as well as the target. And we will go and check it in the SQL Server. So what was the table name given? Expenses target. Excel we have given. I don't. Yeah, this is the one, correct. Expenses target. This is the table name we have given. From the Excel file, this record got, all these records. So how many number of records are there in this table? 27 rows are there. And I'll just go and take a look at the OS file. Here, I'll just go to the D drive, and then that one folder, the expenses dot XLS files. XLS file is available there. And expenses. Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. This is the one we used it. We'll go and quickly check how many number of records are there in this source Excel file. If this file have 27 records, then we can conclude that all the data from this Excel file, the first sheet, got loaded into the target table. The Excel files, it got open now, and there are 3 sheets other we have chosen the expense, the sheet 1, I guess, right? Not the sheet 1, the expenses sheet. Okay, here 3 columns are there. How many number of rows are there? 29. But if you exclude the blank value and the column header, we have 27 records. Yes, 27 records got loaded successfully from this Excel file into my SQL server, the newly created SQL Server Table here. Good job. We are able to load the data one-to-one load. We are able to create the packages to load the one-to-one data. So in this case, the one-to-one is the SL to SQL Server Table. Directly we are loading it.